Yeah, bro. Tell me what the connection is like now. Yeah, bro. Tell me what the connection is like now. How is it? Is it perfect? Because I connected to the Wi-Fi of the building. There's Wi-Fi in the building, and I never thought about it, but it seems to be working. No, I'm not already doing that. I'm using my mobile data because usually I get bad connection from the Wi-Fi in the building. But the landlord and his friend, they're gone out. I seen them walking down the street. So maybe that's why the connection is better. The Macs are better. I haven't seen the Max ones. Maybe I have, I don't know. Annie, how is the connection now? I'm using the Wi-Fi of the building instead. I was in the lift in the library, and the connection went, and then it fucked up everything. And then I tried to do another live, and then it went again. And I done the third live, and then it went again. And I know I know I keep saying I'm gonna change data, but I think the best thing to do is, like you said, put it in a Polly Pocket and write it down so you don't forget it. I have a lot of things going on. I have a lot of things going on in my life. It's hard to remember all these things, but that's what I'm gonna do. And then on Tuesday, I'm gonna 100% just do it. It's perfect, yeah. The landlord of the building has gone out, and the caretaker, well, he's the same guy, caretaker, landlord. Him and his mate, I seen them walking down the street. So maybe that's why the signal is good. And I never thought about using the Wi-Fi from the house. I've tried it on the TV before, and it's terrible. And the reason I have the door open is because the signal is in the hallway. So if I leave the door open, it'd probably be even better again. Hi, how are you? But I don't know why I've never I never have connection problems with WhatsApp, with Snapchat, with any other app. It's only fucking YouTube, like, Now he's back now. Hopefully he doesn't connect to it and then fucking ruin the service. Because I think it's true, if more people are connected to it, the service can be really weak. Yeah, I'll make it public, yeah, when I get out. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. I hate when someone's calling you as well, like, that's the thing about mother. She should just text me. Hi, Queen Rose, how are you? Now she's saying, are you drinking again? I'm not fucking drinking. Join my fucking live stream and then you'll see I'm not drinking. I'm good. How are you? Where are you from, Queen? Yeah, I want to see that human. Which human? I don't even know where the box is. It's just in the hallway. There's like a code and a password, but I haven't actually seen the box. It's called Giga Cube or something. I heard it's like part of Vodafone. Have you ever heard of that? Not in the hallway, but he was outside talking. I'm from the Netherlands. That's cool. Where are you from? Ireland, bro. What are you doing? Just sitting down and chilling and talking to you guys. I went on a big long walk, so I'm tired now. I don't know about you, but I love air fryers. They're a great multifunction piece of technology. You can bake sweets, fry chips, and a lot more. Oh my god. Do you think you're just live? No, she doesn't. She doesn't even use YouTube. She's not even subscribed. She's too busy working and stuff. Disease, motivate me. What disease? No, we're not part of England. I knew someone was going to ask what are you eating. They always do that. Walkers. I don't know. I said that. What sits crunchy, flaming hot? What does it look like inside? What's your favorite color? I like lime green. You know, like a lime green. That's really nice. It's very spicy, but I've had even spicier. It's not that much. Where in Ireland? I'm from Dublin as well, bro. What's your favorite music artist? Juice World. I'm from Dublin, bro. Just like yourself. Sorry, Mr. Allen. The connection went when I was in the lift. I love Juice World too. I had this Nigerian food before, and it was called jollof rice with chicken, and it was so spicy. Like you need water, like you need a lot of water. I like spicy, but not too spicy. Not too spicy, because then you're just torturing yourself. Then human help. I know I might have asked you before, but I do get very forgetful. And there's so many people coming here saying I'm from America, I'm from Australia, I'm from England. So I was just wondering, where are you from again exactly? I think you're from the US, but whereabouts? Was it Indian food? No, it was Nigerian food. But depends on who makes it. Sometimes it can be more spicy than others. It depends who makes it. I've had it a couple times, and it just depends who makes it. Yeah, why not, bro? But I hope you're not gonna troll, bro. I live along the Foot Range in the state of Colorado in the Mountain Time Zone. Are you a male or a female? Yeah, sorry, Smoke a Latte. I'm having serious problems with my phone company. But I decided to connect to the Wi-Fi of the building, which I probably should have done a long time ago. I'm surprised that I never did it before. I just didn't think of it until now, and it's actually working really well. You know, I looked at your YouTube channel, Smoke a Latte. It looks really good. The videos look very professional, like you edit them. How did you edit them? Did you use an app? I'm not going to the pub, bro. So TikTok can do that. I've seen the videos where like, there's like writing and captions and stuff, and then you cut some out and then edit it. I tried like downloading an app called CapCut, and then it just seemed difficult, and I gave up. But no, I should give it a try, more or less. Bro, you can just hide user on the channel, and then you can't see anything if he's going to keep spamming Smoke a Latte. You can just hide him from the channel. Yeah, I don't even know what he's saying. Let me have a look what he's saying. Hi, 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 hi. I'm good, how are you? Yeah, exactly, yeah. You're always going to get trolls. Do you go live? Smoke a Latte. I've had people saying like, get a job, you're a bum, you're a fucking drunk. Um, I was walking over a bridge, bro, jump. Stuff like that. Yeah, it's crazy. How's your day been? It's been okay. What about you? Just kind of busy, really. I like the way you talk. Usually folks say that to me because I'm a country as heck. But you're saying about me, hey, how's it going? Good, Matthew, how are you? Cubs, can we collab? Yeah, bro, subscribe. And we can do that maybe later on. You got very cool, they don't deserve to be in your channel. Yeah, we can't spam the chat, yeah. There's people joining, I've seen them, not even just my live, but loads of people's live. They say, hey, when did you last poop? And I'm just going like, what the fuck are you talking about? Sean, remember to sort out your chat so you can see all the comments, not just the top. What do you mean? An Irish jig in you. There's a lot of trolls today, a lot of trolls. More than ever before. I don't know what's happening. Maybe they're too excited because it's Friday and they don't have work tomorrow. Some people in chats are weird and creepy sometimes, yeah. I've had 2 people say the exact same comment. So it must be like a trend that's going around and someone copied it from somewhere. Love big bro. Bro, I'm tired. What do you mean get your energy level up, bro? I've been walking for hours, bro. I've had a busy day. I've been out since this morning, like. And I forgot to ask you, how was your day, Smoke a Latte? How was everybody's day here? A woman joined here from Belfast yesterday, and she was saying she's in her 40s and she has a son my age and everything. But then the live stream cut off and I haven't seen her since, so she probably wasn't subscribed. Bit of a bummer, but like, it is what it is. You're off work today. That's great. Such a weirdo, bro. The fact that people actually have the time to type a whole big long sentence is absolutely crazy like that. To troll a big long sentence like that. Living alone, yeah. Leo Varadkar's not even in power anymore. And even when he was, I never liked him. Are you Vietnamese? Funny enough, that name of the person, Mano, it looks exactly like the caretaker's name. I'm 24. How old are you? West Side for life, homies. He looks like Latin. You look like a something. Yeah, well, you could have said worse, but no, bro. What you do? I'm not working at the moment. I'm looking for a job, bro. You're only new here, so you don't know the full story of my life. Okay, get this guy out of here, bro. Are you crying or upset? No, I'm just tired. Sean, can you make any of your live streams? I will, it will help. Unemployment. What, buy a lawnmower and go to all the houses. Or nothing. Bro, I go to this church sometimes. They're non-dominational. Did you ever hear of that? It's like an African church, like Vancouver, Canada. That's cool. Immigration problem. This is something I don't really want to talk about because everybody mentions it every day, and then I start talking about it, and then people get upset, you know. But I think it's bad, yeah, but not over where I am. But in other places, it's bad, yeah. How are you, guy? Sean, you're getting a lot of people in your live stream. I had more. Like I had like 26 likes, like nearly 30 viewers, and I wasn't even doing the stream that long. Plenty of times, but the thing is, the live stream just ended because I went in the elevator and I lost connection. That kind of answers it, thanks. Yeah, because like you know, I'm not being rude or anything, Gabe, but like I'll talk about it, and then someone else will ask a question about it, and then the whole conversation gets drifted to that, and then I'm talking about it myself, and then I'm getting angry, and then you know I get fixated on it, and then you can't even focus and continue on with your life because you're just thinking about it. And I've spent days and days talking about it that I'm just exhausted hearing it. Like, there's not a day that goes by someone mentions it. It's a big topic in the world. It used to be COVID, it used to be Ukraine, Palestine. Now it's this thing, you know? I understand, lol, yeah. Who was your favorite actor? Adam Sandler. That kind of answer, thanks. I'd eat your ass. Oh my god, bro. I shouldn't even have read that out, but yeah. A Hovner, I don't know. Who's your favorite actor? Are you working sometimes? Not at the moment. I'm looking for a job. I had a job, but I was having problems. Yes, I was having insomnia, but not anymore. And the job was fucking shit. The manager was fucking not doing his job properly. The night staff, the cleaners, they weren't even cleaning up, and they were leaving me to do everything. Like I had to do their fucking filthy work because they were fucking not doing it correctly, and they were just sweeping the rubbish under the seats in the cinema just to look like that they actually did it, and they actually weren't doing it. And then I'd come back and there'd be extra work, and then I'd have to be like sweeping under the seats, and you'd be bending down, breaking your fucking back, your arm would be fucking straining you, and then you'd be going in with only 3 or 4 hours of sleep, which even made it worse because I was having insomnia and anxiety at the time, which I'm not experiencing anymore. But even if I wasn't experiencing it, I don't think I would have stuck it out that long. Probably another couple months at most. Hi, my name is Abhishek. Hi, bro. What was the old job? Yeah, it was a cleaner in the cinema, human help. That's what it was. Whether or not where I am for. Hope it gets better. It's not any better where I am for someone who's never been to Ireland. Where are the best places to visit? Galway, Wexford, Glendalough and Wicklow, Powerscourt Waterfall in Wicklow, um, the Giants Causeway in County Antrim, the Cliffs of Moher in County Clare. Yeah, if you go to Howth, Malahide in Dublin, they're nice. If you go to Bray or Greystones and Wicklow, they're nice. Hey bro, what's your channel about? I seen you on a live stream the other day. Didn't know you had your own channel actually. What's it about? Nothing in particular. I just chill, chat here, talk to people, just go for walks and stream. I just talk about anything, just my daily life, you know. Have you been getting a few roots, lad? What do you mean? I understand, law. If you ever eat one food the rest of your life, what would it be? See, it's hard to keep up with all the comments. I'm getting popular, you know what I mean? They go so quick. I'm trying to read as many as I can. It would be probably chicken. What kind? Okay, let's go back down now. If you want to run away with me, I know a galaxy can take a ride for you. Get your forklift ticket, lad. Here it's a forklift license. I don't know if that's what I want to do. Been getting extremist violent thoughts and violent fantasies. What should I do? Are you Scottish? No, it says Irish boy up there. Some of these comments are inappropriate, Sean. Close your eyes, don't read them. Yeah, I shouldn't even read them, bro, because, like, it's just kind of crazy, like, or Australian, come on, bro, like, you're just taking the piss, like, you know. Okay, you're feeling like you met me at the perfect time. Yeah, thanks, I appreciate that, bro. How come I'm getting a lot of trolls here, bro? Like my friend from Chicago, he gets them now and again, but not as much as I'm getting them. Like I'm getting them a lot. Like God's a lie was timed out by Irish boy. Yeah, we both timed out. Smoke a latte. Where are you from? Dublin, Ireland, bro. Yeah, it is very strange, isn't it? That's probably what it is. Multiple accounts. It's called forklift license, but I think it's a 2-hour course here as well. No, I'm not having insomnia anymore, bro. I went to the church and prayed, you know, with the Christians, and I've been going now and again, and it just went away. The first day I went, it just went away like that. I'm not even kidding. You should, I should spray some oil on this chair because when I'm moving, it's kind of squeaking. Do you still have some? No. You heard of Peter Carroll, journalist from Dublin? No, I haven't. Those old live streams. Yeah, someone asked my backstory today, and I didn't really want to talk about it, you know, because like it just drags on and goes on for ages. It's a long story, and then someone else will ask, and then I'll have to answer it again, and again and again and again. So I just my hairline is fucked up, isn't it? I just told them a little bit. I didn't go into too much detail, but they got a mess. They got the message. It wasn't an easy childhood, put it that way. Watching from Korea. Do you like Korea? I don't really know a lot about it. I don't really dislike anywhere, you know. Your last stream went public. Yeah, they keep going private. They keep automatically going private, and I keep forgetting to put them public. But when I get off, I'm going to make them all public. How can your people conquer half the world for its spices just to not use it, any of it? Bro, we're from Ireland. We're not from the UK. We didn't conquer anywhere. What do you mean? St. Columbus Monastery. I've never heard of that. Sure, maybe wait till the chat gets a little. Maybe I shouldn't even read out those troll comments. I shouldn't even read them out. I'm just gonna ignore them from now on. Love you, ceiling rose. Clothing. Look like you have a nice house. Must have been expensive. Exactly, bro. Don't listen to them. There's a lot though, isn't there? Like it's as soon as I delete one, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. They just keep coming. They're like breeding like rats, you know? And watch now when I'm eating, there'll probably be another one. Subscribers only mode. I might actually do that. I don't think I can do it now because I'll have to end the live. I'll probably do it when I get off. There's billions of them, yeah. Hey, it's my birthday at my grandpa. Can you say my name, Chappie? See, you don't even know if these people are even being legit anymore because when you have so many trolls, you don't even know. And then you might try to be nice to them and say the name, and then they just make fun of you after. So I was working earlier and I couldn't watch your live stream while you're walking. No worries, bro. I understand. Did you take a painkiller for headache hangover? No, I didn't. I just let it go away naturally, you know? Go for a walk, drink some water, eat some food, and then it just goes away with time, you know? Subscribe only. Okay. Then bye, brother. Okay, bye. See you. India say about. See, that's the thing. People want my comments about their country, and then when I say it, and the honest truth, they're gonna get mad. It's not all good, you know. There's some good and bad things. How is the connection now? Am I losing connection? What the hell is happening? How is the connection, brother? Someone tell me. Because I don't trust this fucking app anymore. I think Indian people are really friendly, you know, very kind. But they seem to be everywhere. There seems to be a lot of them. You know, like they don't want to stay in their own country. They want to live in everybody else's. And there's a lot of them and it's getting overwhelming. And they're not very hygienic, like making pizzas in the shops with no gloves. I've seen it offhand with my own eyes, you know. But they don't really cause problems. Like they're usually quiet and they don't really cause fights. They usually de-escalate things. They stay away from that, you know. They're calm. They don't really commit crime. But yeah, that's what I have to say. And they're very friendly as well. But that's just my honest opinion, bro. Like, I've never seen an Irish person making food without gloves, man. But I've seen a lot of them doing that. And I'm not saying they're dirty, but maybe that's what they know. That's how they've been brought up, and that's what they see when they're at home. So they just come over to Europe thinking like, okay, that's right, that's how we do it. But they're not actually integrating and adopting. And a lot of them don't want to mix with other cultures and races. A lot of them just want to stick with their own people. So they're not really the best at integrating as well. But I don't hate them, no. I think they're very friendly and nice. I think there's a lot of people from other countries that will bring a lot more problems, like Afghanistan and stuff, stabbing, rapes, sexual assaults, terrorism. Like that's 1,000 times worse than a bit of uncleanliness and a bit of not integrating the best. And again, I'm not saying all Afghani people, but a lot of that, you get a lot of that. And I'll leave it at that now. Gloves are dirtier than hands washed frequently. But how do you know they're washing their hands frequently? How do you know? And if you change the gloves each time, it should be all right, don't you think? That's true as well, human help. Like I know a lot of Irish people that wouldn't even fucking deliver food to your door. Like they just don't want to fucking do it. Like they wouldn't even clean a bathroom. They'd be like, "Oh, that's disgusting," fuck that. But the immigrant will do it because he has fucking rent to pay, and he has college fees to pay. The issue with the gloves is people don't change them. I had to wear gloves in Subway when I made sandwiches, and I had to keep changing them after every sandwich. Like the bin would be like 90% full of gloves. Like it was crazy between everything I do. If you're washing your hands after every pizza you're making, well, then I think it's okay. But the question is, are they? We don't know. Only they know. Hello, bro. How are you? I'll let her. I know a little bit about the last thing you said. Have you met John in real life? I already know the answer, but I'll let her say because you asked her. The leprechaun thing. That's not the first time that's been said today. I'm good, bro. What about you? What is this? That's what it is, bro. I wouldn't consider it racist to say leprechaun, but it's just someone just that's trying to laugh at you and just be a troll. Um, to be honest, if there was an American in a bar and they said, "What do you know about leprechauns?" I probably just wouldn't speak to them. I'd probably just say like, "Shut the fuck up, man." Like just literally just shut the fuck up. And I wouldn't speak to them because it's kind of rude. Like, and it's you're just trying to laugh at someone. You're just laughing at them, at their culture. Like everybody knows they don't exist. Like it's just a myth. If they were to like say hi, how are you, and then start talking to me, and then get to know me, and then just say something like, you know, who made up the leprechaun? Who made that up? Do you know the history behind it? Like, why is that even a thing? They don't even exist, and they're just asking and curious about it. Then that's fine. But I just think it's just some idiot, like some fucking retard that has nothing better to do with their life. You know, I think most Americans know it's kind of rude to be stereotypical about any culture, but there's nothing wrong with having mythical creatures. No one wants to make fun of them. But Europe and America will use tissue instead of water. That's true as well, and I think that's nasty, But usually I go in the morning, I use tissue, and then after that I get into the shower and then I actually wash properly, and then it's done. But like if you're in a McDonald's and you need to go, you know, you can't just fucking sit up on the sink and start washing your ass. Imagine people coming out of the stalls and they see some guy sitting in the sink. You have to just wipe as much as you can and then wait till you get home and then wash, like have a shower properly. That's what you need to do. Or like sometimes if I need to go outside in public, I'll find a disabled toilet, because that way it's private, it's one enclosed space, it's not multiple people in the same room, and then you can just like take the crap, use some tissue to get most of it, and then the last remaining part you can just get toilet paper and wet it and then start wiping it. So I find the disabled toilet is a way to kind of get yourself out of that situation. And like nobody can stop you from using the disabled toilet, like, because you know disabilities can be invisible. You can't say, hey, you don't look disabled, you know, you can't do that. Are you an American? What are you doing about? Okay, no reply. Take care, Sean. I didn't see your comment, bro. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, bro. There's a lot of comments going on, and it's hard to keep track, especially when I'm answering one question, and then while I'm in the middle of answering it, the comments are going. Let me have a look. I'll have a look for it, bro. I'm really sorry, bro. Sean, hello, friend. Hello, David. How are you? Why you don't answer me? Because there's a lot of comments and it's hard to keep up with all the comments. And I'm sorry if I missed your comment. If you tap on the YouTube screen name, where? Sorry, I missed your question. I didn't ask you a question. These people make me want to smoke a latte. Denzel Washington. He sounds like a troll, especially when you make yourself be like a famous person. Okay, I see what he's saying. Irish people upset me at the moment. Why, bro? I just want to see what to say. I'm not ignoring you. I can't see your comments. Tap on the screen name. I didn't put a name for this live. And then tap on channel history. I know when you're explaining it, it's hard. I can't find it, like, I literally don't know. Irish kids came to my work and were so badly behaved. And where was that? Where was that, bro? Like an actor. I suppose that's a good thing. Thanks. Last thing you said was you were wiping in toilet. No, someone says that European people don't use water when they go to the toilet. Before you finish reading. Yes or no, I'm not judging, just curious. I can't see the comments. It's the Karma Medic 9. Yes or no, I'm not judging, just curious. Okay, just say it again. Everybody just pause. Just say it again. I'm really sorry. Oh, you're not a troll, actually, Denzel Washington. You seem a good person. You're a very good streamer. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's popping today. Greetings from Uganda. Hello from Uganda, bro. No, do you know what it is, bro? It's probably because it's an inappropriate question, or there's some words, some swear words that shouldn't be there. Because I noticed if I ask someone a question that like has some swear words or something inappropriate, you know, like the YouTube just blocks it. It will show up on your screen, but it won't show up on my screen. So maybe if you just try and word it better, bro. Are you guys use toilet papers, right? Yeah, bro. But I try to use water when I can, like, you know, when I really can. And if I don't get the chance when I get home, I'll shower immediately. I'm not just gonna like not use water and walk around for hours like that. But most European people, yeah, they just use toilet paper and then they just leave it. Like I do, I think that's dirty. Budweiser or Bud Light. Funny enough, I've never had Bud Light, bro. I've only had Budweiser, so I don't know. Bud Light is not very popular here. Budweiser is very popular though. Do you like Indian dish? Yeah, bro. I've had Indian food before. It was pretty nice. Yeah. Irish boy. If you tap the three buttons to the upper right side, there's nothing on the upper right side, bro. There's an X on the top. Then it says top fans, live with the minutes, 11 viewers, 14 likes. Turn the camera around, microphone, put on filters, filters again. I don't see anything, bro, literally. Oh, what's it? Budweiser, hell yeah. No spam. If they keep spamming, you can just hide user on the channel and then you won't find them anymore. How was the potato famish? It's actually famine, bro, if you can spell. Have you ever been to India? No, bro, I've never been to India. Kick these Indians off the chat. Come to Afghanistan, bro. I don't think it'd be my top destination, bro. What if I get kidnapped and held for ransom, bro, with some AK-47s? No offense. It seems dangerous, like. It seems dangerous to be there. I've seen some European people going to Instagram, or not Instagram, going to Afghanistan, but like, it's mainly people that have a lot of money and like have a lot of viewers and have a lot of content. You know, I don't know, like I wouldn't feel very safe there. Like I'd feel like you'd be in your sleep and they'd come into your hotel room and they'd fucking kill you or something, like, and sell your parts, sell your organs or something. Or like ask you all your political opinions and ask for all your Instagram passwords and your YouTube passwords and then see your views on immigration or Islam or something and then kill you, like, if you just because you don't agree with certain things. I think that country would, like, it wouldn't be the best place to visit. Like I just wouldn't feel safe there, like unless I was like a Muslim myself, like then I think it'd be different. Have you seen the stream called Recovery 101? You can't always run away when someone has a gun, bro. They'll start shooting you. It's the most dangerous thing, bro. 100%, bro. Man, our work is cut out for us today. I want to be your buddy. Afghanistan was declared the most beautiful country in the world. Promise me. Sean, I can't tell you if you're serious or not, but that was funny. No, I'm serious. I wouldn't feel safe there, like, and I'm sure, like, I might be overreacting. I could be okay, but like, for certain, like, none of that is gonna happen in Europe. There's police and all that. But like over there, there's no fucking police probably because the Taliban have taken over and like no one can stop them. There was actually a guy that was on this live from Afghanistan, or not from Afghanistan, from the US, and he was in the Navy or the US military, and he said that he was in Afghanistan and they were raping little boys in front of everybody, and there was nothing he could do to stop them because if he tried to, he'd be shot and killed. Like, I mean, if they're doing that, why would you want to go to a place like that? The people that are there trying to get out, why would you want to go in there? Even New York is not very safe. Yeah, but like it's not as bad as those places, like nowhere near as bad. Has the right idea. Find the settings button on your screen and look for an option that says show all comments. Okay, setting buttons here. Community moderation, chat filter. Okay, show most messages with potential spam removed. Okay. That's not the one we want. That's the one it's on at the moment. Show every message, including potential spam. Okay, that's the one. Okay, so yeah, probably her message had an inappropriate word, and that's why we couldn't see it. That's what happens. So now I've removed that. I didn't even know it was on that, and now we should be able to see so many unemployed Indians in the chat. I'm 2 hours from Detroit. I live in the capital city. The only time I ever heard about Michigan was from Eminem from Detroit, Michigan. I never even knew Michigan existed until I discovered Eminem and seen his 8 Mile movie. Like Michigan is meant to like loads of abandoned buildings, very unsafe, loads of unemployment. That's what Detroit was like when I watched 8 Mile. Even in Ukraine, Russia, Israeli can't shut down your eyes, and I can't. But this girl that I've been talking to from Kenya, right, for months, has been asking me for €150 so she can move her belongings in a truck. You know what I mean, bro? Because she's moving house, she doesn't have the money. I mean, that's a lot of money. Like, that's half of my savings. I've only recently started to save. I sent her money before, €30, and she gave it back, but it took a lot of convincing to get it back. I was broke at the time when I needed it back. But I wouldn't be giving someone, like, even if she is going to give it back in 2 weeks, she said, like, that's a lot of money to send someone. Like, I thought she'd say, oh, I need 30, I need 40. I didn't think she was going to say 150. Like, that's a lot of money. Like, that's a lot of, like, if I had 10 grand, I'd probably give it to her. But, like, no, I'm not going to do it. Michigan was sort of like Birmingham is in England. So it's hardship because industry and jobs going away. Yeah. Shake. Yeah, I'll see you smoke a latte. Deserve better. I'm not going to talk about her too much because she could join the live now. She could be watching. That's the thing I hate about YouTube. You can't see who's watching. Bye. See you. Sing a song, Ed. Bro, I'm tired of these fucking. These fucking spammers, bro. These fucking trolls. I'm tired of them. Because, like, it's not like, okay, there's a couple. There's 2 or 3. Like, there's hundreds, like you said, 50% of the chat. I'm gonna have to plug in my phone. I realize it's gonna die. Whoa. I'm gonna use a power bank because the phone will stay up. I wish that would show the age of the chatter so that you don't have to play with mine of the immature ones. Yeah, I think a lot of them are kids, because like when I used to work in Domino's, you'd have people like ordering a pizza and they'd say, hey, can I get a pepperoni pizza with ham and mushroom and blah blah blah, and then like you're typing everything in, because you can't say, oh, are you a troll, are you just a kid trying to ring me up and mess with me. They might turn around and be legit and say, fuck you, I'm not ordering from Domino's, accusing me of fucking being a troll. And they might come into the restaurant and complain about you, so you have to take them serious. And you'd be typing everything in, and sometimes you'd be looking for it and it'd be very hard to find the topping they want or the deal they want, because the screen in Ireland, like most of the deals that are so old from years ago, haven't been removed from the menu. So there's like so many things on the menu you know, and you're looking for it, and then you eventually find it, and I say, is that everything? You know, and then they'd say something rude, you know, like fuck you and hang up, or your mom's a whore, or blah blah blah, or they'd say, oh, I want your mom, and then they just hang up and they're like, and they're laughing, and they wasted your fucking time. So I'd say probably most likely it's kids, yeah. Well, yeah, a couple times prank called from the pizza place, yeah. She wants him to send money to the chat. I don't know, nobody's trolling you. Okay, man, you're very rude, bro. You're very rude. You're calling somebody dumb, like, you know, that's very rude, man. I wish that you showed age these chatters. Bro, the connection is crazy, like, with with my data. Like, even sometimes you're outside and I have connection problems. You're like, I'm outside. Why am I having connection problems? Like, it'd be different if it was like a Tesco Wi-Fi. If you're wondering what a Tesco is, it's like a UK and Irish version of Walmart. It'd be different if it was like a Tesco Wi-Fi and there's so many people connected to it at once and the signal is just crap. That would make sense. But if you're outside using your mobile data, it shouldn't be happening. That's a nice ceiling, by the way. Thank you, bro. Everybody says that. Nobody has much for manners anymore. Yeah, Sean, it's almost like you were getting bullied when you were paid. Just take the abuse. Yeah, there was some asshole that called one time and says my pizza is cold, and I said I'm really sorry. I'll get the manager, and he was like, "Yeah, get the manager now," in a really aggressive tone. And you can't even be rude back because he'd probably come into the shop. There's some head cases out there. They're just crazy, aggressive people that just like to fight and argue. Like, he'd probably come to the shop. Not that I'm afraid of him, but you don't want that shit. You just want to be left alone. Is this a new iPhone? How is the iPhone? It's new, yeah, but this is the only thing I've been streaming on. I've never streamed on my other previous phone, which was a Samsung. Everybody asks what type of work do you do. I'm not working, but I'm looking for a job every day, and you don't know the backstory to it. But if I make the lives public, you'll find out the backstory to it, which I'll do when I get off the live. Okay, so yeah, I can tell you what happened to the old Samsung phone. So the old Samsung phone was like starting to be like laggy. It would take some time to turn on. It wasn't like expensive, it was cheap. The camera quality was terrible. So like I used to like taking pictures on Instagram with like nice outfits and the camera quality just wasn't that good. So I decided to like get a new phone, especially for streaming. I wanted the camera to be good, you know. Like it would kind of be fuzzy and a bit blurred. You'd know it was a cheap phone, you know. So I said I need to get a new one, especially since I want to start a YouTube channel, you know. This is iPhone 16. It's not the newest, but it's still pretty new and it's still pretty a good phone. Like it's not cheap, like, put it that way. It's not 1,000, but it's close to 1,000. It's like it was 840 something. The job question comes in frequently. I've never been here before today. Yeah, it comes in a lot. It comes in a lot. I'll say it. You seem like a nice, respectful guy, so I'll just tell you, like, like briefly, shortly. I went through a lot of alcoholism and trauma, and the alcoholism was because of the trauma, and then I ended up becoming homeless, and then I couldn't work because I wasn't mentally well or didn't have a stable place to live, and then because I've like not worked for a lot for someone my age, it's really hard now because there's not a lot on my resume, compared to a lot of people my age, and the employers are just picking the resume with the most. So that's why I did a barista course to add something to it. That's why I did a manual handling course to add something to it. And like I'm even thinking of volunteering as well. But I'm saving up for a security course. But the people here were telling me if you go down to the welfare, you know, if you're on a low income, if you're relying off money from the government, they can pay for it. So why pay for it if they can pay for it? And then you can do the security course and you can get a job. And like once you train, you do the course, you have the license, like you should be guaranteed to get a job. I didn't know you know how to be a barista. You could work at. I did a barista course because I was in a college, and it was free. It was offered to us, but it's not my line of work. It's not something I'd be interested in, honestly. I did it. I completed it. I got the certificate, but it's not something I'd want to do. Hi, hi, Bella. I hope you have a quality iPhone case. Bro, I bought the case in like the same shopping mall, yeah, as I got the phone. And the guy was like Pakistani or something, but his prices were insane. He was like, oh, this is a really strong case. It's 25. I was like, 25 for a case? Like, I only have 50 quid left in my name because I'd have to make myself broke for the phone. I said, man, you must have cheaper, man. I think his prices were too crazy. I should have waited till I got home because I know a guy, he's Pakistani as well, but he gives me like good prices because he knows me. I should have waited, but I got an okay case. It's not like an OtterBox. It's not extremely protective, but I did drop the phone once and I had a screen protector and the screen protector cracked. So then I just took the screen protector off and now there's no cracks. But I'm going to get another screen protector when I get the chance. And maybe even when I save more, get an OtterBox cover. Like pay the 25, the 20, whatever it is. But for now, this one will do. I also want to get one that has like a clip, you know, so you don't have to lean it against the bottle or a can. Like you might want to put your phone on the bench, but it keeps falling, or you want to put it on a wall, but it keeps falling. And if you have the little stand on the phone, it's useful, you know. You know, especially where I'm hoping the best for you. Yeah, because people come on here and then they call you bum and they say you don't work, you know, stuff like that, and they don't even know my story, like, you know. I'm actually looking for work, so I don't even know what they're even talking about. They're just not happy with their own life and they're just trying to take it out on people, trying to be a keyboard warrior behind the screen. And they would never say to someone's face in real life, but they do it behind the screen because you can't do anything about it because, you know, you can't touch them. And they can just say it and then swipe away and then that's it. To the next live. Talk about getting a job. Bro, I was just saying that that's what I'm doing. Applying every day. Like the trim. The illness benefit. Oh, Shannon, are you from Tigers Live? Here it's called disability allowance. That's what I'm on as well, like. But the thing is though, like once you get on it, and then if you try to like get a full-time job and then get off it temporarily, they make it really hard to get back on it. I've heard stories of people like where they're getting better, their mental health as well, they're doing fine. They get a job, boom, a few months later, they're mentally unwell again, things are happening, they want to go back on disability because they can't cope. And then because they had a full-time job, the disability people make it really hard to get back on it. Like they shouldn't do that. You should be once you have disabilities, mental health problems, diagnoses, they should just let you pause it and then get off it temporarily and then just, you know, go back to working part-time or not working at all and then get it back. They shouldn't just make it really difficult. So that's why a lot of people just stay on it for life because they know that if they get off it, it'll be really hard to get back on it. But you can work part-time. You can work like yeah, I think 20 hours or something, but you can't work more than part-time, because then you're basically doing fraud, and then you could get into serious trouble. Well, it looks like you're clean off booze and living in nice places. Yeah, bro, I'm not completely clean off booze, but I'm not drinking as much as I used to. Like once or twice a month, where like it used to be like every day or most days. Like it used to be like 5 days a week or 7 days a week. Yeah, you can work twice a week while you're on it, yeah. Yeah, What's Up Willis seems like a good guy, bro. How did you find my live, Shannon? Did Tiger inspire you to stream? Yeah, bro, he did. What alcohol? Because my friend quit drinking, bro. And he has like loads of alcohol in his house that he doesn't want. He said, just take as much as you like. And he had so much in his house. Like, it's absolutely crazy. I'm going to show you guys inside my bag from yesterday. Like, wait 1 second. Like, that is fucking crazy, bro. Like, you know? How many is even there? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's like at least more than 10. And then there's like this left over, you know? And then there's like about half of this left over. Yeah, but I'm not going to drink it today. I don't want to be drinking again, because then everybody's going to call me an alcoholic and everything. And then I'm going to feel shit in the morning. You know? Did you say you got... Yeah, I got all of that for free. And they're not cheap. They're not cheap. Like, they're like $4.50 for a little one of them. Minimum $4.50. Even 5 in some places. Even $5.50 in some places. But if you go to Tesco, you can get it for $4.50. Like, that's a lot of money. Like, that's like... I don't know. It's like 25 for... Nearly 25 for 5 of them. And there's about 70 something euro worth of drink. You can't even get them in Lidl. I've never seen them in Lidl. Yeah, bro, get rid of that stuff. Sell them. It'll make you sick. Bro, you wouldn't even get much for them. If you went downtown and found some alcoholic, you could say, "Oh, give me a tenner." He'd probably only give you 10 quid for them. Hello, brother. You're so lucky. The fact that I have all of them, yeah, like I've never had... Like, I don't even try to buy too many of them. They're a fucking rip off. You know? Alcohol is really high in Ireland, but in America they're 15%. In Ireland they're 13.5%. But even 13.5 is still very strong. If you drank all of them, you'd be on your back. I gave up alcohol years ago. My life has never been better. Yeah, I know, bro, but some people have hard lives, you know, and struggle, and it's not as easy as that. But I've definitely reduced, you know. Shannon, you're living in America, right? You should know. Or maybe you don't drink, so maybe you don't know. But compared to Ireland, when I've looked at prices in Walmart and on Google and stuff Tiger has told me, yeah, you can get really cheap alcohol. You can get fucked up for cheap, yeah, you can. But in Ireland, like it's crazy, like, you know, it's too overpriced in my opinion. Like €20 and 71 cent at least for a 700 milliliter vodka. Where like a few years ago you could get it for like 13. Is it cheap? Yeah, a lot cheaper than Ireland. No, I got it for free, bro. I didn't pay all that money. Even England is cheaper than Ireland, but Scotland and Wales are pretty high, and so is Ireland. Because the government has put in policies to make it expensive because they're saying that alcohol is a health causes a lot of health problems. So they're deliberately making it expensive so people can't buy it so much, which I just think is good in some ways, but it's stripping away personal freedom and personal choice, and it's making people that are already struggling as it is have less money and struggle more, and potentially just like increasing shoplifting. They put in a policy called MUP, and it stands for minimum unit pricing. So alcohol products cannot be sold legally for a certain price. Like if it's a 5% beer, it cannot be sold less than €2, where before you get it for 75 cent. You know, so the government decides the price of the alcohol based on the content and the percent, the milliliters and stuff. Where before it was the company that decides. Like the company used to write on the pack, oh, this is 5 or this is 6. Sometimes they can't even do that anymore. And used to be able to like, oh, buy one and get the next one half price. The government can't even, you can't even do that anymore, because it'd be breaking the law. If you guys understand what I'm saying. The US, I'm in Iowa. I'll show you the Buzzball collection, but I think it's the best flavor. I think it's the best flavor, like the blue one. It only came out recently, you know, this one. But yeah, look, I'll show you. Let me count them actually. I'm gonna take them out and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so there's 17. But I did drink a couple yesterday. And then there's like this left, you know? And then there's like a half a bottle of cider. 1 liter, 5%. Bro, you'd be dead if you drank all of these. I would say 7 or 8, I'm probably fucked up, yeah. In his house, he had loads. I bought this, obviously. And I bought that. But like he had all of these in his house. He said, oh, I had them here because I used to drink a lot. You know, I was having a party and I left them in the house, you know. And I don't want them anymore. You can have them. Oh, you never seen him before. One of my Irish friends. That's the best flavor as well. You can't even get the big ones here because like they would cost a lot of money because of the tax, but there is some shops selling them, but I've never seen them in person. There is a couple, but a lot of shops won't stock them. But if you go up to Northern Ireland, because it's in the UK, they don't have such high tax. You'll find them everywhere. Hello from London. How are you? Would one get you tipsy? No, it wouldn't. Maybe after 3 you'd get tipsy. Bro, I think he doesn't really care, bro. I think he just probably thought, oh, these are gonna get poured out, or I'm gonna give them away, so just take them. I don't think he's being the best of friend, but I think because I had been drinking and wasn't thinking, I was like, hey, I'm probably gonna drink sometime in the future, but I don't want to spend money and waste my money. I'll just take them. It's an opportunity to save money. Would one get tipsy? No. I'm gonna check the date on it and see the date on it, and see, are they fresh? But he was telling me they're only 2 weeks old. There doesn't seem to be any sign that it's gone off. Like, it looks like a brand new buzz ball from a shop. Like, it doesn't look like anything has changed. Like, to me, it looks perfect. And I can see some letters there, but I don't know what it means. Yeah, but it looks perfect to me. Like, it looks like brand new. Like, I wouldn't be able to tell. No, the cops were in here, but when was I saying that? Like, was I saying that the cops were in here today or yesterday? Because they were here before, but that was like 6 months ago they were in here, yeah. You don't even look like an alcohol. Thanks, I know, because I don't drink every day. And because I'm young, my skin can repair, you know. Did you not know, guys? You weren't here. The fucking cop stopped me today in the street. I'm gonna make it public. You can actually see the cop saying to me, "Sean, where are you going?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm just going for a walk." And they said, "Oh, don't be hanging around." I said, I said, "I'm not. I'm just going for a walk." They're like, "Yeah, I know, but you might end up start drinking, and then trouble happens." I think they were just looking out for me, you know. But it's that cop in particular. He likes to just kind of dominate. He likes to tell you what to do. But there's no point answering them back and saying, "Fuck off, mind your business," because, like, you know, then they'll provoke you. You say something, he'll say something, you get arrested, or they could just arrest you and then say, "Oh, he was abusing me," and the judge is going to believe them. So that's why I just said, "Yeah, I'm just going for a walk, blah blah blah," and goodbye. But the thing is, they know me. I have a history of, like, walking around the street and getting drunk, like, months and months and months, like last year, like, just drinking a lot. So they see me as the town drunk now. Like, that label sticks with you forever, basically. And they know me, the police in this area. So even when you're just going for a walk, they just assume the worst of the worst. How do they know you? Because they've arrested me a couple times. Do you live in Dublin? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I was saying that the police came here about 6 months ago into the flat. Do you know about that, bro? Boredom, bro. I don't get a girl. I don't get pussy. I don't get nothing. Bro, it happens. This town is such a small town, and if they see you around even like 3 or 4 times, like, drunk, you're gonna be labeled as the town drunk. Not even just me, but there's many people like me, even worse, that are always drinking, and they're just going for a walk and the police know them and stop them. But I think it depends on the cops, because like there's some of the female cops and they know me and they don't even care. They ignore me. There's other male cops, they just ignore me. But this guy in particular, he likes to kind of tell people what to do, because I remember kind of being a bit drunk in the street. Most of the cops ignored me, but this guy, he has a beard. This guy in particularly, he's like, go home now. I trust. I don't want to pour it down the sink because there might be a time when I need to do it like at least 3 more times, and then that's me done. 3 more times and then I'm finished for life. I'm not in the place in life where I want to be. I want to be here with a girlfriend, my own place with my dog, where there's no like strict rules and stuff. I was telling you about the strict rules. I've done it before so many times. You just pour the vodka down the sink, and then the next day or a few weeks later, you're dying, you want a drink, and then you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, why did I do that? I think you have to be ready, and I don't think I am ready. You make excuses. It's not excuses, bro. I don't think it's as easy to stop completely, but I think you can definitely reduce and then over time stop. Like that's what I'm currently doing. I agree with Alex. I agree with Alex on this one. Bro, nobody can help me anyways but myself, you know what I mean? Like I don't think someone can just like stop smoking or stop drinking like completely. I mean they can, but I think most of the time you just gradually reduce and then wean yourself off it and then you eventually stop. And that's what I'm doing. Like I used to do it every day, I used to do it most days, and now it's just like once or twice in a month. Yeah. Like most people I know, I have a friend from Ukraine and he has an alcohol problem. And like he says, I've definitely reduced and I've really started saving, but I haven't stopped completely because I've been doing it a couple of years, and it's hard to just stop completely. But I believe I'll have the power to stop. And I was speaking to him yesterday. I said, "How many times do you drink?" He says, "Oh, about once or twice a month." He says the same as me, and he says, "I'm going to try and do it once every 2 or 3 months now, and then eventually stop." Some people, once they have one drink, their judgment is impaired and they just can't stop drinking. That's kind of like me a lot of the time. I just keep on doing it until you're drunk. When was the last time you had a drink? Yesterday. Life is a motherfucker. I'm a day drink, working on quitting. Yeah, bro. It is a motherfucker, bro. I think people don't really understand it until they go through it, bro. Like everyone that drinks, like until they get drunk and just can't stop or have one, has a problem, and there's something they're trying to mask, some pain. Like everyone has a story, bro. I'm Scottish and don't drink. Figure it out. You sort this out, good guy. There's lots of Irish that don't drink as well. I might take a walk, guys, but then I'm afraid the connection will be acting up. You know, that's what happens sometimes. The connection just starts acting up. If you're new, please like and subscribe, everybody. Adam, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Irish boy, how are you doing? I'm good. How are you, Adam? Irish here and don't drink. Yeah, that's because you guys don't have trauma. You know, you guys don't have pain. You guys have a better life than me. And that's not excuses. And it's hard. It's going to take time, you know. I went to the shop. I'm using the Wi-Fi in the building instead of using my dad, and it seems to be working better, Lexi. I'm not going to drink. I was literally just going to go for a walk and take you guys with me on the stream. Oh, thanks. What's up, Willis? You smoke? No. But it still affects you. Like, the PTSD never goes away. Like, you still have anxiety. You still have stress in your body. Physical pain in the chest. You still get these things on a daily basis. You still overthink. You still worry. Even though you try to ignore it. And people say, oh, just ignore it. It doesn't work like that. You're on a dark road. Sorry to hear that. That's bad. Not even the green, no. Nice accent. Thank you, bro. See, one of my friends in school, when I was in college, like, he introduced me to drinking and took me to a bar. He was an alcoholic, but he never told me he was until I figured out he was drinking every day. And then I had one. I was like, whoa, this helps. This is helping with the pain. You know, it's blocking it out. And then you take another one and you feel better. And then you start going out every weekend. And then you start drinking twice a week every weekend. And then it becomes daily. And it just slowly, gradually, you know, goes to more and more and more. And then you're buying the cheapest, strongest drink so you can have like the best hit and still have money to drink later. And then you stop caring about the taste and all that. And then you're looking at percentages. Oh, this is like water. It has to be a strong percent. It has to be minimum 5. You know, then you know there's an issue. You can't drink to socialize. You're just drinking to get drunk. Like when I first started drinking at first, I didn't care about the percentage. You didn't even read the percentage. You didn't even care. That's why we want to pour the alcohol. What's your favorite breakfast dish? Um, an Irish breakfast, you know, with the sausages, the pudding, the toast, the egg. I hear you, human help. I hear you. It's hard, you know. You gotta be ready. You gotta be ready though. Like you can't just pour it out like, and then you're running down to the shop in a few days because you want to drink, and then you don't have money, or you do have money and you gotta spend it when you already had some for free. But yeah, I think it would be great, but I don't think I'm ready. Like, yeah, bro. I've never had really bad shakes like that, but sometimes a tiny bit when I've drank really heavy, or the next morning you're sweating, or you're walking up and down the room thinking about drink, and you're trying to find out how you're gonna get drink. You're texting all your friends looking for money. You're trying to find it, and you're not. You can't think straight, and you're angry because you can't get it. The Serenity Prayer. What do you mean, bro? Fear. In the past, I did, yeah. It's once or twice a month, but I drink until I get drunk, put it that way. When I'm having one of those really just boring days, I'm tired of everything. Whoa, fentanyl. You can do it, it can be done. That's what I am doing, going to church, but the church is pretty far from me. And I've been busy with probation and stuff. So sometimes it's hard to always make it, but I'm going on Sunday again. Like there's 2 services a week, but I don't always get to make the 2 services. Sometimes I only just get to make one a week. But even one a week is still pretty good. Not today, bro. I want to chill out today. I've been busy, bro. I met my probation officer. The key worker came. Maybe tomorrow I'll do that, bro. And if you don't believe me, I'll go on video while I'm there, bro. Yeah. She was saying you need to be attending your appointments. It's important, you know, because you missed 1 or 2. I said I forgot. I have bad memory. She says you need to start writing it down. I said I will. And she says like you still have a chance, but if you keep missing more, you know, it could go really bad for you. You know, you're on thin ice. Like you don't want to get locked up. You keep attending appointments. And just keep doing what you're doing, staying out of trouble like you are. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate it. I hope you get off the drugs, bro. I really hope you do. It's not easy, bro. No one wakes up in the morning and says, I want to be a drug addict. I want to be an alcoholic. No one does, bro. Yeah, I was locked up for 2 months, and 2 months felt like 2 years. You know, the time goes really, really slow. And some prison guards are just nasty. Like, they're just rude, and like, they come with the toilet roll. And instead of handing it to you like a human, they just fucking boot it in the door, you know, with their shoe. They don't treat you like human. And you've prisoners that like, if you have tobacco or cigarettes, like, and you're not watching it, they'll steal it, you know. And a lot of bullying, and then people skipping you in the queue in the shower, and then you're thinking, should I say something, or what if I get beaten up by him and his mates, or what if I attack him and then I lose my privilege? the privileges to go to the shop. There's a shop there, and like once a week you have a piece of paper and you write down like what snacks you want or what drinks you want from the shop. If you want tea, if you want chocolate, if you want Coke, if you want sweets. And like sometimes if you start fights, they can take away your privileges. So sometimes you just ignore him and just let him skip you in the shower. And then you people smoking cigarettes in the cell. Yeah, bro. And smoking tobacco in the cell, and it's just like stinking, like, I need to breathe that in, like. And then you've mentally ill people sometimes in the cell that are keeping you awake, that have schizophrenia, that keep talking to themselves, you know. And then you try to move cell and they won't move your cell. They'll only move your cell unless you get into a fight. I would actually fucking want to kill myself if I end up in there. The time goes really, really slow, you know. There's a lot of bullying going on. Some of the prison guards just look at you like you're a scumbag. Not all of them. I would say out of 10, you'd have like maybe 2 bad ones, you know. If you're from a nice background, like you grew up in a nice neighborhood, the people that grew up in the bad neighborhoods, not all of them, but some of them will judge you, like they'll be jealous of you. You know, they'll call you names, you know. I did, bro, but then it got into then I would get angry and then we start fighting one another, like we were punching one another, bro. It happened a lot of times, and I'm not the only one experiencing it. It's because people are just frustrated in there. They don't want to be there, you know. And then they just they like, some people are doing 10 years or a couple of years, and they're angry, and they take it out on people. They take their frustration out on people. Even sometimes the prison officers get attacked by prisoners. You know, I've seen that happen as well. You know, what kind of names did they call you? One of the guy was saying, "Oh, you're a posh prick." You know, just because I grew up in a better neighborhood than him. I might have grew up in nicer neighborhoods, but that doesn't mean that I had life easy. State prison in America is pretty much the pits of hell. Here the guards are too good. Are 2 good guards, and the rest bad out of 10. Yeah. Posh is like a word to say, like you grew up in a nice neighborhood, you know? Like you didn't grow up in the hood. But that doesn't mean that like I had life easy. Like, you can grow up in the hood and have great parents and have a great life that really look after you and really care for you and want the best for you. Then you can grow up in a nice neighborhood where your dad is an alcoholic and he abuses you and he doesn't feed you properly and he hits you and he goes to the bar and leaves you starving. Like, that's the kind of shit I experienced, even though I grew up in a nice area. So I might have grown up in a nice area, but I didn't have the easiest of life, if that makes sense. But these people sometimes, like, from the hood in Ireland, they just assume that because you grew up in a nice area, you had everything handed to you and you had a really good life, when that's not actually always the case, to be honest with you. But most of these people in these areas, in the hood areas, and they don't even care. They don't care where you grew up. But you do get 1 or 2 that will bully you because of it. I would hate not having privacy. Plus, how could you have relationships? No girlfriends. Like, yeah, you can't even have sex. You can't even masturbate if you're frustrated, because like you're in the cell with a couple of people. And if you got caught doing that, you would get the shit kicked out of you by the prisoners. And like, do you know, like, the toilet as well, like there's a little wall so you can't see the side of you, but if the front cell door opens, the officers, everybody can see. And that happened one time when I was sitting on the toilet. The fucking officer went to open the door because it was just coming up to lunchtime, and she fucking seen me sitting there, like. But they're used to it though. But there's no even privacy in the toilet. It's ridiculous. There's more privacy in the shower though. You all good? Yeah, I'm good, bro. Is it probably true that you had it easier than some of other folks in here, and you wish you had? You never know, bro. You never know, but you know, you never know. But I think I've had it really hard, bro. Would hate everyone saw my junk. That would be so much. Where's the dignity? Yeah, bro, exactly. But I didn't really think too much of it, bro. Like these officers, the women, like they're probably used to it, bro. They have a husband. They probably see it at home. They're not the first one to accidentally open the door when someone's on the toilet. I'm sure it's happened to hundreds of people. Bro, the best place to do it was in the shower, bro. You know, while it wasn't busy and you had to be like really fucking quick. You know what I mean, bro? No one would see you. Or like if everybody went down to the yard to go get exercise and you just wanted to stay in and watch the TV and everybody's out for an hour, you could try and do it quickly, yeah. You privacy in the shower, yeah. Bro, like if I was in prison right now, I'd want to kill myself. I'd literally want to kill myself because like all your power is stripped away from you. You have no rights anymore. You're just left in a room all day, same thing, same shitty TV channels that most of the prisoners hog. Like they'll have the fucking remote, you know, and they won't fucking let anybody use it. And you can't do anything because you could get attacked, you know. But sometimes it depends. You get prisoners that will let you put on what you want. It just depends. I had to change cells so many times because every cell there was problems. Bro, the wank thing, I did do it a couple times, like, but I had to do it like really quick in the shower or like when everybody went into the yard, you had to do it really quick, bro. Yeah, maybe she was trying to see it, bro. Maybe she was like, okay, everybody has gone out to the yard. You know, what's he doing? Let's open the door. You don't know, bro. She could just be trying to see it. But bro, I'm lucky that it was only 2 months, you know? Like there's people in there for the rest of their life. Yeah, bro. Bro, I hope there's no male officers working in female prisons because there'd be some fucking creeps and some pervs in there, bro, if that was the case. If I had a life sentence, I don't want to live myself as well. But sometimes it's hard to because you've no access to the things. Like where's the rope? You know. I don't think she was, bro, because she opened the door and said, "Oh, sorry," and then she closed it really quick. It needs to be taken really seriously. No excuses allowed. You don't want to end back there. You know, like I've learned a lot from there. I've seen what it's like. I felt depressed in there, suicidal, you know, angry, frustrated. It is hell on earth, bro. Like being in here might not be the best with some of the problems of the house, with the mold, the damp, you know, with the mice problem that's been going on, but you don't want to be fucking in there, like. Okay, so in the Irish prison, like they give you some eggs in the morning, boiled eggs, um, with some toast, um, cereal, um, Lunch, sometimes sausages, um, and chips. Sometimes pork, like a big pork strip with potatoes or mash. Sometimes they give you like a burger. They gave us a burger and wedges, like potato wedges once. Um, we never got pizza. But look, why would I expect pizza? We're in prison, you know. We're not in a hotel. Um, they done this thing called coddle. It's like an Irish meal. It's fucking terrible. It's like loads of sausages in a soup. I have to say the Irish food in the prison is pretty good. Like, but they don't give you like a small portion. They don't give you like a big portion. They give you just enough. Like, I wouldn't say, oh, I'm still hungry after this, you know. But I wouldn't say, oh, I'm so stuffed I can't eat anymore. You'd be like, this is just enough to let me sleep. My stomach won't be rumbling. I still feel good. You know, that kind of way. Yeah, Shannon. Only 2 months though. Bet the pork is off the menu to accommodate for the legals. They have an option, like they have like, and they're fucking discriminating motherfuckers, like, because I remember one time they had the coddle, which was like the Irish stew with the pork in the in the soup, and I didn't like that type of meal. And like there was a halal one for the Muslims, and I just said, can I just get the chicken? And he turns around and says, oh, you're not Muslims, we only have a certain amount, it's for the Muslim people, we only have a certain amount. I mean, how do you not know? How do you know I'm not Muslim just because I'm white? You know, I could be. He doesn't know. You know. Yeah, bro. But then one time, I think it depends on the officer. I said, I don't want that. Can I have the chicken? Yeah, no problem. It just depends on the officer. Oh, it was Clover Hill. What was I in for? I was there because I was homeless. I was living in an abandoned house at the time, and there was fucking a lovely luxury hotel full of Ukrainians just around the corner, lovely luxury beds and everything, and I couldn't even get that. And I was angry, and I threw a fucking chair at the fucking door, and the glass in the front door smashed. So criminal damage, you know. And the judge was angry and thought I was racist, but she didn't actually understand that I was homeless at the time and I had nowhere to live. Like no one even spoke up for me. But then when I went back to court and I told her the situation, when I got a chance to tell her, she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I thought that it was just a racist motive. But now that I see and I understand, I really understand now. And she let me go. You were a chair at the hotel door. Were you drunk? Yeah, I was. And I probably wouldn't have done it if I was sober. Like, I understand there is unfair treatment in this country of certain individuals, that people get prioritized over other people. But at the end of the day, if you throw the chair, you break the glass, that's criminal damage and you're going to be charged whether you like it or not. So I don't know who paid for that hotel to fix the door, but probably they paid for it, but I didn't have to pay for it. That's the thing. It does treat people that walk into it's going to better homes. It's been like that for a couple of years now. I'm sorry you're in jail. No, it's okay, bro. Plastic tick. You come in here. You've came in here a few times saying crazy things, so I don't believe you. Yeah, I did. Nobody gets their own cell in jail. It's only like a limited number of people. They have the mental ward where the schizophrenic people are. They have their own little cell, but there's only a limited amount. But even there's people who are schizophrenic, they don't even have room for. There was a schizophrenic guy in my cell keeping me awake for fucking 2 days. And the staff wouldn't move my room, and I jumped up off the bed and said, what the fuck are you doing? You've kept me awake for 2 fucking days. And then he hit me, and then I hit him, and then we're boxing the head off one another, and then we get moved cells. He was pretty strong. He could have broke my teeth. My teeth were really numb. I was bleeding from my lip, and he was bleeding from his head, and he was bleeding from his nose. But I actually had no option just to jump off down the bed and scream at him, because if we didn't fight, they wouldn't have moved the cell. I asked them, they wouldn't listen. The guards, they didn't even care. No, I didn't have a black eye. He didn't even get me there. I just had blood coming from my lip, and then there was like a little cut there, you know, and then my teeth here were really numb for like a week or two. Do you think your loved ones were glad that you were in jail because it's been taken? No, they weren't. My mother was really upset. Gotta go to home now. Well, kind of, man. You haven't really been here for a while. My name is Ashbekik. Hello, how are you? Jeff Trotter, that's true, bro, about Ballymena. More Irish people in prison for sure, but there's a lot of foreign people in there. A lot, like probably like 40% is like foreign. Like, it's bad. Bro, violent thoughts and fantasy. What's it? Go to a doctor, bro. Or go to the church. I think the church is the best thing for you, bro. There was Polish. There was Lithuanian. There was also Romania. There was also I think like Iraq or Afghanistan. But most of the, like, there was one or two from Iraq, Afghanistan. But like most of the people were from Eastern Europe. Most of the foreign people. And there was one Nigerian that was being deported because he overstayed his visa. People were smoking heroin in the in the yard, like when everybody's going out for exercise. People were smoking heroin in the yard. But like, you can't say anything. You can't report it because you'll get beaten, you know. Older around your age, most of them older, but there's a lot of young people around my age as well. It's kind of sad. Like, they should be living their life. They shouldn't be in prison. What's the camp you're in? Where was that? I see that every day. Yeah. And the smell of it is horrible. Like, the smell blew towards me with the wind. I was like, oh, the smell of that is horrible. I moved away and went down to the end of the yard. South Dublin. No, I didn't see any gangs. No, I didn't have to stay away from anyone. I really got on with a lot of people. Most people I got on with really well. You just had like some people, they'd skip you in the queue and stuff sometimes, and then they'd do it to everyone. And then you'd have people messing with you. Sean, tell us about that porn website you mentioned the other day. What were they doing on the camera? Come on, tell me. Making fun of you. What's the name of that porn website? And they're saying, I seen you on porn. You had your arse out and everything. And they're just looking for a reaction, you know? What is happening? What do you mean, what is happening? And then waking up one day to go put on my shoes, and then inside one of my shoes, it's full of mustard. Someone put loads of mustard inside my shoe. You know? I knew who it was because he was the younger guy and immature. But I couldn't attack him because there was a big guy in the cell from like Eastern Europe, from Lithuania, and he probably would have kicked the shit out of me. So I just had to just get tissue and wipe it. Idiot's law, yeah. They called that rage bait, yeah. Used to get drugs and drink every day, fight like fuck. Fuck, bro. Why did you time me? All I said was how badly you blocked me. I didn't time you out. It was probably somebody else. I actually answered your question. It wasn't me. I wonder who it was. It was probably one of the other moderators. Sorry about that, bro. That shouldn't have happened. Bro, who's making banging noises out there? Like schools shit, yeah. Bro, get rid of this passion fruitcake person. Was there fights? Yeah, there was loads of fights. I got into many of them. Sean, I don't like putting my... Go to a meeting of a coffee. Might happen with that. What do you mean, Matthew? You want to go with me? Why? Did he get a beating, Jeff? Did he? Bro, I had my phone pickpocketed in town before as well at 1 a.m. in the morning by fucking migrants, bro. And that's why I don't go into town late at night when there's no one around, you know? Because it's 1 in the morning, there's no one around. There's just unemployed migrants walking around. Irish people do it as well, but they're worse for that kind of stuff. Most of the Irish people that are walking around at the time are just doing drugs, but these people, they pickpocketed my iPhone 13, you know? And like a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, they wouldn't have even been standing there, you know? The last few years, this government has gone crazy letting these people in. We never had a problem like this before. And now we fucking do. They were separate showers, Shannon. Like, we all had our own door to close, you know? Like, they were all like 6 or 7 showers in one room, all in a row with doors. Like you see in the gym, you know? Yes, I was drunk when I got pickpocketed, yes, and it wouldn't have happened if I was sober, 100%. It's kind of partly my fault. But these people, like, they're coming into the country, they're being given free accommodation, free money, free food, and then they're repaying our kindness with crime. You know what I mean? Like, these are the kind of people we don't need in society and should be deported immediately. And he was a sore boy, I'd say. Yeah, bro. Something new. Sean, I'm in Dublin. Yeah, I don't mind, bro. I don't mind going for a coffee, no problem, bro. You should text me on the comments and I'll respond to you. We don't like prejudice or stereotyping in the chat. No, we don't see. We're kind of different, the Irish. We don't really like diversity. Like, we kind of just like our own little island to just be kind of left to us. Like, you know. No, we don't really like it like that. You know, like maybe bigger places like London, that's fine. Like like England is huge. Like America's huge, but Ireland is tiny. And Porto will become third world. Yeah, that's true. The toilets, it was just a toilet in the cell with barely any coverage. There was only a little wall on the side. So the cell door opens, you're screwed. Because Ireland is a tiny place. Like, we don't need it in a tiny place. Like, you want to come over to Ireland, you want to see the Irish culture. Like, America's different. America is huge. Like, that's normal there. Like Iceland is tiny. If I want to go to Iceland, I want to see Icelandic people. I don't want to go and then just see like everyone in a tiny country. It doesn't make sense for a tiny country, but for a big country like Canada, Australia, US, it makes sense. What do you mean perpetrate the Irish culture? I think America has always been multicultural, and so is the UK, and we're not used to a dramatic change, you know? And to see like loads of people being brought in such a short space of time, we're freaking out because we're not used to it. We don't know what they're going to do. We don't know if they're going to integrate, if they're going to make society unsafe for us. We don't know. But we've seen a couple of them doing horrendous crimes, bro. Trying to rape kids, trying to stab kids. Actually did stab kids, yeah, and a policeman, bro. PDMC33, yeah, that is true, bro. It's a problem too, man, yeah. I have a friend from Canada that does YouTube that I met on the stream, and he's telling me like it's so hard to get a job, like, you know, at any basic gas station or any convenience store. It's so hard to get a job, but like all the Indians have the jobs, like. I see what you're saying, human help, but like as long as they come in and they pay tax, you know, and they respect the country, and they don't commit crimes, and they actually give something back to the country, well then that's okay. But I have a problem with a lot of people that are coming and just leeching off the system and not giving back, and then repaying kindness with crime, you know. That's the issue that we have. And if someone's coming in hordes, bro, and completely changing the culture, and you're walking down the street and you're a minority in your own town, that's not good. But America is a country built of immigrants. There was always immigrants. America was invaded anyways. It's too late for America to go back to the way it was, but I mean, why change Ireland? Like, Irish crime in New York. Okay, but when have we strapped a bomb to ourselves in a concert and killed loads of people and shouted Allah Akbar? When have we went down the street with a knife and started stabbing people and saying Allah Akbar? Or drive, like in Paris, driving a car up on a footpath and running over loads of people, stealing an 18-wheeler truck and driving through a Christmas market and saying Allah Akbar. That's the problem we have. And a lot of them can't even date. They can't even get a girlfriend. They're not allowed. They have to wait till marriage, and then all their women are covered up and stuff. And they're just extremely sexually frustrated, and they're committing a lot of sexual crimes. That's different than gang crime. You know, I think you're talking about gang crime in New York. That's a completely separate topic. Well, that's good if they're celebrated human help. Like, I don't mind a little bit of immigration, right? A little bit is okay, as long as they're contributing, giving something back, or, you know, respecting the people, integrating and stuff. But if they're just coming in hordes, like, and they're just like that's just the problem, especially if they're not giving back to the place. Exactly, Shannon. Like, mafia crime is just between different gang members because you snitched on me and you stole from me. You didn't pay me the money you owed. But all this terrorism shit coming from Islamic extremists, like, that's a problem. Like, you know, that's a problem that's happening in Europe because they've opened the doors to people coming from a completely different culture, you know, and they're not willing to integrate, and they don't even pay tax. Like, they're just refugee, like, you know, they're not going through the legal visa process. Is my comments hidden? Yeah, they are, bro. I'm gonna see, can I find them? You were from Ireland, yeah. Bro, they're sexually assaulting girls in the UK and everything and raping girls. Like, the Pakistanis, the Afghanis, like, they're notorious for that. Like, you know what I mean? And I know everybody does it, but there's a lot coming from them, bro. A lot. You can bring over 100,000 Chinese and not one will commit a crime. And they'll all integrate and they'll just set up Chinese restaurants and phone shops and they won't cause problems. You bring 100,000 Afghanis or Pakistanis and you're going to see crime go up like that, sexual crime go up like that, stabbings go up like that. That's a fact. No offense to people from those countries, I'm not saying they're all like that, but a good proportion are, and it's taking a risk bringing all these people. Every person from different countries behave differently, you know. Mafia crime was rules in the 15th. I've never seen like a Chinese person like committing serious crimes or any crimes in the news, you know. But I've seen like a lot from the other cultures I mentioned. I'm not saying we're perfect. I'm not saying we're perfect. We do it too. But why add to the problem? And terrorism is completely different. Stabbing and raping is completely different. Our mafia second don't get reported. Maybe, bro. Yeah, I know, bro. They just see a woman like I've even spoken to Muslim women too. And like I sent a picture of this girl like with a low cut top to the Muslim woman. I was like, what do you think of her? Does she look nice? Is she pretty? She looks like a whore. Why? Oh, because she's a low cut t-shirt. That's how they see it. And then there's been a lot of them that have been arrested for the sexual crimes and they'll say stuff like, oh, the girl was wearing a low cut top and a low skirt. It's not my fault. That's not an excuse, like. She didn't cover up, you know? That's the excuses the rapist will make. She wasn't wearing a burqa. Hello from India, bro. How are you? Mafia crime rules. You just say that no. I'm good, bro. If everyone is new, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it, bro. I'm gonna have to end the stream soon because I need to go to the bathroom, you know. And I might go for a walk and bring you guys with me, maybe. Productive, yeah. I am. I went to my probation and that. I do need a little bit of help, yeah. I'm not doing much, bro. Just talking to everyone and interacting with their questions and comments and sometimes going for a walk. But I'm gonna start traveling when I save up and then start streaming gaming when I save up. There's a way to make your live streams default to public and not private. Yeah, it'd be so much easier instead of like having to click on them individually. Make public, make public. Make it, ask the AI, which AI? Does YouTube have AI? Bro, I'm gonna have to end the stream now. I need to go to the bathroom and stuff. Download Gen AI, that's a good one. I will. I can see your picture. You have like blonde hair. It was even football with you. What's his name? Jaco. I don't know what you're talking about. Can we come to the bathroom with you? I mean, Tiger does that. Tiger does that. But he puts the phone like on mute and stuff like that. Look, if you want to just wait here, I can just leave the stream going I'll leave the stream going here. If you don't want me to end it. Yeah, I really appreciate human help. Yeah, I'll wait for you. It is good to take a break too. Like, you know, you do get exhausted being on the live all the time, but the more you do it, the more subscribers. But it is like a job in itself, because you have to read all the comments and interact. I don't have to read all the comments, but I like to keep up with them as much as I can, because I feel like everyone is important here, not just me. Like, there's been times I've lost the whole live stream because my internet, I've literally lost the whole thing many a times. More fucking trolls, mate. He seems really mad about the illegals. Jane says, hi, how are you? It's okay to take a break. Let me take a 5-minute break. Look, let me take a 20-minute break, okay? And I'll be back in 20 minutes, I promise. Everybody come back in 20 minutes. Wipe. No, I won't take a break. I won't take a break. I'll just leave the phone running. But how do when I leave, the Wi-Fi is going to disconnect. The Wi-Fi is going to disconnect when I walk out of the house. And I need to put on the data. No, it's better to just end this. It's better to just end it. Here, I'll be back in 20 minutes. Look, great. Thank you, bro. I'm born in Ireland. You need a shite though. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem, like. Okay, I'll see you. Send, yes, make it public. See you in a bit, mate. See you.